Welcome back, business leaders and executives. Here with my close colleague, Tomer, and we're going to just do a quick little prompt walkthrough of something we call BlogBot to demonstrate how a prompt template and variables might work when you're trying to create a blog. And then we're going to showcase how to use and leverage a new feature by OpenAI called GPTs, which are these little agents that you can spin up that you can use privately or share externally with your team members or all your friends. Let's hop into it. So the purpose of BlogBot is to try to take you through the full workflow of trying to create and then market a blog. So you'll see here in this first little section, we have the same thing we almost always have: act as an expert in blog drafting and marketing assistant, use best practices in SEO. The user wants to create a blog to inform readers and leverage SEO to drive traffic. Your task is to assist the user in crafting a blog post, promoting it on social media. You'll also create an image prompt using the Vibes framework. We'll talk about that a little bit, based on the blog posts. So again, it's write the blog post, create all the social media content, and an image so that you all have that all in one place throughout the process. Then we get into something called variables. This is the prompt libs, like ad libs format of building a prompt, where most of this is going to stay the same, but these three things may or may not change, and you can personalize this to your scenario. So what we're going to want to do is fill these out. We're going to do that in a minute, but first I just want to go through the rest of the blog so you understand the path the blog is going to take you on. Okay, so now we have our instructions. The first thing we're going to want to do is generate some headlines and a meta description based on what you've fed it so far, your topic, your keywords, whatever. And also create this list of keywords from ones you want to include up here if you want, or just in the questions that you have later on. And it's going to ask you for feedback on this just to make sure it's aligned with what you're doing. And then it's going to use that information to outline the blog. This is very important because ChatGPT isn't great at the one-shot input-output. Really what you want to do is have it go through what this blog is going to look like first, and then you can either output it from there or go section by section. And to that point, you're going to figure out if it's a short form blog, it's just going to output it all at once, or if you want a long form blog, it's actually going to take you section by section to write that out so you can extend it. And then when it's finalized, it'll ask you what social media platforms you want to promote on, and then it'll craft those for you. And then it'll create an image prompt and then use Dolly to create those images. We're actually going to remove this. And then job's complete when we have the blog and the social media content. And let's just add in an image. I guess that is social media content. We have some rules here. Again, you can always change these if you want, but we just want to assign it an emoji character. Use the keywords, always reference everything you have uploaded. This is the exciting thing, is now you can upload whatever you want. And the blog must end with a pro tip and FAQ section based on blog content. This one is important just for best blogging practices because, I don't know, Tomer, you've probably gone on Google before, right? And you ask a question and you have those little drop down things, which can quickly answer your questions because they're just looking at what's the most popular article and how are they answering this question. So this is what this sets up: is if Google's searching for stuff, it's going to look for an FAQ section to populate something, which hopefully will lead people to your website. And then we just have it just introducing itself, and it's going to ask us a couple questions. So I'll pause there. I don't know, Tomer, do you have any questions about this prompt in general?
No question about this prompt. It looks like it covers everything. I did not know this fact about Google at the end of the blog. So that is great. That is a really, really good addition to the blog bot that is also helping with people finding your website. So this is significant.
So let's fill in some variables here just so we can see what it looks like and how it works. So let's go back to our favorite example of the Invinciball. You want to tell me a little bit about your company again and what you want to include here?
We basically brand ourselves as a company that is striving for creating toys for dogs who are very, very active. But we want people to know that our toys are durable materials that will last for as long as possible. And it's also environmental friendly. We're using degradable materials that the dogs, again, who are very, very active, can continue using them for as long as possible. Our audience are obviously dog owners, but specifically dog owners who are interested in spending once instead of having to buy new toys all the time. This is very, very significant to the people that we're aiming these blogs at. And through these blogs, we want to create a relationship with our customers so they can read more about our products. The tone should be persuasive, professional, and very informative. We want our customers to also be able to learn through this process. We don't want them to just read an ad about our product. We want them to learn what is best for their pets, what is best for their companion, and what is the healthiest things for them so they can remain healthy for as long as possible.
Great. Okay, looks like we have everything we need. And again, this is one area where you can go wild. This is something that you might want to even put through ChatGPT to help better inform and organize, because you have to remember these are the things that aren't really going to change that often. You're not typically changing your brand. You're not typically changing your audience or your tone for things. So spend some upfront time getting this part right. It'll pay off in the end. Now we're in ChatGPT, and obviously you can just copy and paste this whole prompt into here, especially if you're using the free version. That's really your only option. But they have recently released something called GPTs, which are these little agents that you can build for specific purposes. So we're going to show you how to take this blog bot and turn it into your personal blog bot based on your company. So the first thing we're going to want to do is bring out the sidebar. And you'll see we have all my old conversations here, my account. But what we want to go to is this button called Explore. Now, once we're in Explore, you're going to see this button called Create a GPT. Now, if you're feeling like you don't know how to do this, they have provided this GPT builder here, where you can have a conversation just through natural language to help build your bot. But you all are better than that, and we're going to show you how to modify it a little bit more personally. So instead, you want to go to this Configure button right here. You'll see we have a few fields. The first field is the name. So what do we want to call it? We're going to call it Invinciball. It's going to help Invinciball write blogs and social media content. And if you want, you can either put your own image or you can use DALL-E, the image generator, and it'll start creating one for you. Now, the most important thing for us is this instructions. This is the prompt that we were just working on. And so what we're going to want to do is just take that and we're going to copy paste it into here, wholesale. And so now we have it all in here. And then if you want, you can create a conversation starter. I don't know about you, but when I'm looking at a blank screen, I'm like, where do I even start? If you want to say something like, hey, help me write an Invinciball blog, you can do something like that. And this just becomes a button that you can push. And then we'll get down to here. Now, this is very important. We're not going to do this for this case, but what you can do is actually upload files here to be part of the knowledge base. These can be pretty much anything, PDFs, text, spreadsheets, whatever you want. So for example, if you've already written a bunch of blogs, Tomer, you can upload all of those blogs in here so that it has it as reference. And then maybe even just add something in here that's, hey, reference your knowledge to understand the tone of our previous blogs or whatever. So you can upload whatever you want here, more information on your brand, really anything. And then we go down here and these are the capabilities. The first is web browsing. We want to make sure this is on just in case, for example, you read an article that you want to incorporate into your blog. You say, here's the link to that article, review it for me and help me think about how we can put our spin on it. and the DALL-E image generation, because this is eventually what's going to be used to create the image for your blog. Okay. So now that we have all that, we have this preview here. This is important so that you can actually test what we've put together. So what we're going to do is we're going to press our little button to get us started. And we're going to wait a second to see what it comes up with. So something I want to point out as this is coming together, if we go to the actual prompt, you'll notice down here, when we have it introducing itself, if you understand, say this, you'll notice that I put in all the variables that we talked about up top, right? But instead of it just saying brand, audience, and tone, it has actually filled those out for us. I would like to write a blog for Invinciball directed towards dog owners interested in durable, environmentally friendly dog toys with a persuasive, professional, and informative tone. So now it knows what you're going for. And again, this is something that you're not going to have to change again unless you want to. So let's answer its questions here. So let's start off with, what's the specific topic maybe you'd like to focus on?
Well, the specific topic I think will be the materials that a product is built from, what makes the material the best for customers.
And what is that material called?
Our material is a brand new material. It is made from hemp. We are working with collaboration with a couple of people in order to create this material, so it is healthy and durable for dogs.
And are there any keywords you want to make sure that we include in here?
Just for testing this out, let's include the keyword A23, and we'll call our material A23. See how it does for that.
Maybe let's just make sure we add dog, durable, eco-friendly. Now, of course, your marketing team, you're going to want them to adhere to typical SEO strategy for keywords. You're probably doing some keyword research. So again, this is just your place to put those in here. And then let's just do a short blog just for the sake of this video. Okay, so remember, the first thing it's going to want to do is do things like create your headlines, help you think about the meta description, and some of the other beginning things when you're trying to write a blog. Okay, so let's go back up here. Let's think about which of these headlines is the most interesting to you.
I really do like number 4. I think it focuses on the material and it includes a few of the keywords that we want in there.
Okay, let's do it. So now, like it said, it's going to create the outline for our blog. Okay, and here we have an intro, the challenges people face, the solution. We go into a deep dive and explain why it's an excellent material for dog toys. We outline the benefits. We detail our collaboration. We make our why choose, summarize, pro tip, FAQs. So obviously, this is one of those areas where it's going to hallucinate things if you don't give it some of that information. So for example, well, I'll be interested to see what it actually comes up with here, just because it's something we've made up. But let's just go in and we'll draft the blog.
And Joe, well, this is drafting the blog. If we would upload material, upload files for the bot to use, then it would be able to draw from that information included in the blog, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. The one thing I'll say as this is typing away, you want to be really careful what you upload here for 2 reasons. One is that if you do make this public or share it in a link, people are going to be able to access and download whatever you put in here. Now, if you're just writing blogs and you're just putting your blogs in there or the content from your website, who cares, right? There's nothing you have to worry about safety or security there. But if, for example, you have a financial bot and you've uploaded all your financial records and you're asking questions about that and you share it in a link and someone else gets that link, you got to be thinking about the safety and security there. Really consider what you're making these bots for. And if it has anything personal or private in there that you wouldn't mind sharing with the world, make sure that you're either creating a private bot or not using this at all.
Great.
It's gone through and it started writing, and you'll see it got a few sections in and then it ran out of space. It says the first section of the blog is done. Please provide your feedback. I'll continue to the next sections. We'll just say continue. We love it. While it's doing that, once you're ready and you feel like your bot is good, you'll just come up here to this save button and you'll see, like I was talking about, you have a few different options. Only me. This will be private. No one else can access it but you. Only people with link. When you confirm this, it'll give you a link that you can share with other people and they can use the BlogBot. Or public, which is that ChatGPT, OpenAI have a marketplace and people would be able to just search and find the bot that you. So we're going to do only me for now. Okay, so now we have our blog. Looks good. And so you can move that over to whatever word processor you prefer to use and make your human edits there. And so now we're going to create all the social media content. What social media is Invinciball on, Tomer?
Facebook and Instagram mainly. We will probably have a link directing people to our blog so they can read it. We will most likely need an image to draw their attention.
Okay, so now it's going to start creating all the social media posts. And again, this is an area where if you have examples of the tone and how you do your social media posts, you want to put that right in that knowledge base so it can draw upon that and understand just like what are some of the highest performing social media posts that you have and have that in there for examples. For now, this is pretty good. Is your furry friend a tough toy tester? Link to blog. That's pretty good. And now it's doing something called what we call the vibes framework. It's not super important. It's just a way for you to structure your text to image prompts so that you're more likely to get what you want. And so it's just doing that right now just to get ready to create our image, a vibrant image of a playful dog with the Invinciball. Sustainability, nature eco-friendly, joy and excitement, high quality, realistic illustration. And then it's creating another one specifically for the Instagram post in case you want a different one. And now it's going to create the actual prompt that it's going to use to build. There you go. Our friendly dog playing with the Invinciball. So now the idea here is you can obviously, if you like this image, you can use it. Or you can say, hey, I'd rather it be an image like this, or I'd rather this style. Or again, all you got to do, upload some images into the knowledge base, and it'll help you a little bit more in terms of getting to the sort of style that you're looking for. So that is the BlogBot, which has been personalized to you by just filling out those variables and just going through the process. Hopefully this saves you all some time and you get to write some fun things.
Awesome. Thank you, Joe.